Yo, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Whiskey and We. I'm your host, Terry, and this is episode 29. So, I hope you all had a bomb ass week, another week down, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. My mom is in New Orleans, as you all may know, and one of the best things I could give her, aside from the gifts, is money. So, my mom has gotten money. And I mean, that's cool. Like, she's cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's easy and it's efficient. And it's a good way of expressing love sometimes. So, for those who wasn't able, unfortunately, to spend time with their mother, if a mother has passed or, just no longer on this earth, definitely prayers up and positive vibes. And I hope that you were able to spend your time with loved ones around this moment. So, definitely prayers up. We can jump into What's the Whiskey Friend. We're going to start off with this recent Alabama abortion ban. So the Alabama governor, Kay Ivey, signed a near total abortion ban bill designed to challenge more than 40 years of federal abortion protection under Roe v. Wade into law this past Wednesday. The bill, which makes it a felony for a doctor to perform or attempt an abortion during any stage of pregnancy, was approved by the state Senate late Tuesday night after a continuous floor debate. Alabama legislators passed the bill 25-6 after denying an amendment that would have made exemptions for cases of rape and incest. The governor goes on to say in a statement, "Today I signed into law the Alabama Human Life Protection Act. To the bill's many supporters, the legislation stands as a powerful testament to Alabamians' deeply held belief that every life is precious and that every life is a sacred gift from God." Oh man, I have a headache. I have a headache, you guys, from just shit like this happening this week. So not everybody's on board with this, myself included. We have the American Civil Liberties Union Alabama chapter promise in a tweet Tuesday night to file a lawsuit against the state in order to stop this unconstitutional ban and protect every woman's right to make her own choice about her health care, her body, and her future. With the new conservative majority on the Supreme Court, lawmakers across the country are pushing for tougher abortion laws to challenge the High Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling. So this heartbeat abortion is what they're calling it. Bans have also been signed into law in Mississippi, Kentucky, and Ohio this year. Lawmakers in Tennessee, Missouri, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Louisiana, and West Virginia are also considering similar proposals. In a statement on the Alabama bill, the White House said that President Donald Trump is defending the dignity of life. Of course he is. I mean, that's no shock. That's no surprise considering who we're dealing with. They also went on to say, unlike radical Democrats who have cheered legislation allowing a baby to be ripped from the mother's womb moments from birth, President Trump is protecting our most innocent and vulnerable, defending the dignity of life, and called on Congress to prohibit late-term abortions. Just such stupidity, such ignorant stupidity in just people these days. I can't make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Like, how does something like this go into act over something such as gun control? Just God, please make it make sense, because I'm trying to comprehend all of this and my mind is just kind of doing flips right now. So what does this mean? Pretty much 3 bullet points. Alabama's anti-abortion bill. Governor Kay signed into law the controversial abortion bill that could punish doctors who performed abortions with life in prison. The bill was passed. Yes. What's in the bill? Under legislation, doctors could face up to 99 years in prison for performing an abortion. Democrats have had reintroduced an amendment to exempt rape and incest victims, but the motion failed. So, what happens next? The bill would not take effect until 6 months after becoming law. We have Planned Parenthood Southeast, who vows to fight anti abortion law. They say in a statement, "We vowed to fight this dangerous abortion ban every step of the way, and we meant what we said. We haven't lost a case in Alabama yet, and we don't plan to start now. We will see Governor Ivey in court. In the meantime, abortion is still safe, legal, and available in the state of Alabama, and we plan to keep it that way." So obviously, not everybody's on board. Am I surprised considering that it's coming from a state like Alabama? No, unfortunately. Am I surprised that the White House and people under Trump and Trump himself are defending it? No, I'm not. Like I kind of already foresaw that this is the type of bullshit that he would support over important matters. You know, he would get on Twitter and argue this case, but wouldn't maintain his country appropriately and deal with shit like how we keep having school shootings and everything. So it's just, this is where I always like joke around with my friends, but there's some truth in it. I just want to leave the planet sometimes, and I think I just need to start over. I would rather be in space at this point than to just be on this earth sometimes with how these people in power run things. So it's disappointing, and it's just very heartbreaking and just upsetting to see that you have 25-6. So you have these 25 white men that know nothing about the female body, but yet given the right to decide on how a female and what a female should do with their body. And to say that doctors can face 99 to life in prison, like, it's just ridiculous. It's ignorant, you know, coming from the White House to say, allowing, blaming the Democrats pretty much, who have cheered allowing a baby to be ripped from the mother's womb moments from birth. What kind of dumb shit is that? Like, seriously, moments from birth. Like, so this law, based off of what I've researched and read, is that the minute that they detect a heartbeat is when the bill goes into effect. So the moment that a heartbeat is detected, as early as that can be, a woman is not legally allowed to make a decision to get an abortion on. And it just, as non-shocked as I kind of am, I'm still shocked at this, like, the sense of, they even tried to argue, the Democrats, of like, okay, what about rape and incest? And it was still turned down. So if you are raped as a woman, or there's some incest shit going on, because Alabama, I mean, as of now, I'm kind of just irritated with the state. So I'm going to be taking some shots with, you know, how the state is anyway. You know, you have your bigots and you have your ignorant people and you have your incest families down there. Like, I mean, truth be told. But you mean to tell me that if this woman is raped, she has to still, by law, go through with the birth of a baby? Like, it's just like, just the emotions involved in that, and the traumatizing feelings. I don't understand how people can't empathize or try to understand it. And yeah, like, it was signed by this old ass hag governor, but like I said, for the 25 men that also voted to pass the bill, like, there were no women there were no women involved in this. Like, it's all men, and they think that, you know, they know what's best for a woman and what to do. Like, every life is a gift from God. I just, this is where that whole separation of like just religion and politics and everything kind of comes into play, because yeah, we are a country that is kind of based off of Christianity and even Catholic, but still, I think in this day and age, there's so many diverse outlooks on religion, and some people have kind of branched away from it, specifically for reasons like this, on why they just prefer to be spiritual versus being in a religion, because you still can't, like, oh yeah, it's the land of the free, come here and be free, you have so many opportunities, but you have to abide by our religion on how we see God and how we view things here. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense on this whole situation. And did anyone give some thought to how like this may affect adoption agencies, like whether there may possibly be an increase in adoption agencies with situations like this? It's just, I feel like it's just not fair for how they are trying to make it seem like, it's unfair to the kid, the unborn baby, but not thinking so far ahead as to what kind of life would this kid have based off of this experience, this traumatic, violent experience that brought the kid into this life. It's a thin line when you want to say, you're here for a reason and everything, but this whole rape thing, I just think it's completely unfair, and it angers me that you're not giving women a right to make a choice on how to handle their body, especially if they've gone through a situation like this. And it's just really fucked up. Like, it really is. And I'm glad that we have partnerships and companies that are still going against it and trying to fight it, because it's just ridiculous. Like, so if a 16-year-old or a young woman just has to endure this, she just has to deal with it. She's got to deal with those feelings, and her child will be born into this world due to a decision that she couldn't make, that she had no choice in, by force. It's really crazy sometimes. And like I said, at the same time, it just doesn't surprise me. But I hope that we continue to voice our opinions, stand against this, and I hope that we can do whatever we can to really fight against this. It's fucked up. It really is. And just it's one of those moments where I have a lot to say, and then at the same time, it just reading it and hearing how stupid and careless and just evil people can be, it exhausts me to even want to go into it, to try to explain to grown ass human beings with a lot of power how to just have human decency. But that's what's going on right now, and I'm sure a lot of you have been on top of it and been aware, but that's currently where everything stands. And we'll keep up with everything, obviously, to see how this unfolds, but it's definitely a no in my book. And I'm just, God, like Alabama, I'm just not surprised. But I'm also disappointed in the other states that are considering things like this, like my own state, Louisiana, and they are following the heartbeat ban, and they're trying to push for that. Like a lot of southern states, obviously, because they have different types of beliefs. Me coming from there, I know where it comes from, and I'm glad that I wasn't raised to have that kind of mindset as some people in the South do. It's very limited sometimes, and I love my family and I love the friends that I've encountered, because even though they're from the South, and I'm proud to be a Southerner, but it's just when shit like this happens, it's like we have hospitality, but sometimes we can be ignorant as fuck when it comes to culture and diversity and rights, like LGBT rights or women's rights. So sometimes it's just like, God, I'm ashamed right now that I have to read this shit coming from my own geographic territory. But we'll obviously be seeing how this unfolds and where this is going to go. Let's just move on from this, because I'm done talking about that. Next, we have the singer Maluma. I want to say his name is Maluma. He's been facing a lot of criticism lately for his Mother's Day post, to where a representative of his had to come to his defense on a picture that he posted of him, I guess, kissing his mother. So a representative of the Colombian singer defended him after fans criticized an Instagram photo of him kissing his mother on the lips. This past Sunday was Mother's Day. The 25-year-old artist posted 2 images in honor of Mother's Day. Caption read in Spanish, but in English, "Happy day, love of my life, happy Mother's Day." He posted one photograph that was him hugging his mom, and then the other picture, he was holding her face and kissing her on the lips. So social media, like they always do, reacted with their opinions, because it always happens, and a lot of people were shocked. that he was kissing his mother. So a lot of people called it inappropriate. Some people called it sick. His rep came to his defense, stating that it is normal in Latin culture, especially if you're the only son or the baby of the house. It's affection and a form of respect. He's open about who he is and his cultural values. That is just part of it. The beautiful thing is that he has been accepted into the American music market with open arms. And I think now, where we are in this world with music, it's really global. Now people are going to be able to see different sides of culture in different ways. So I respect that. I guess my question to my listeners is, if you haven't seen the pictures, kind of come across it, go look for it, and tell me what you think. Do you think it can come off very inappropriate? Do you think it's acceptable? I saw the picture, and I mean, you can only predict so much when it's a still picture. I think that a lot of people will have their own interpretations of things and their own perceptions of things. So just like example, text messages, we can kind of perceive tones and how the person is coming off in our own way based off of, what we're reading, and it could be misinterpreted all the way. And that's why they always say, when you're getting ready to have like either a heated discussion or debate, you want to call the person, you want to have a face-to-face if possible, because you need to be in tune with how that person's tone is and how their gestures are and their mannerisms. If you are already kind of bothered by something and you approach it through text, the response may be kind of manipulated in your own way to be taken the wrong way and cause more conflict or more anger or more issues. So I think it kind of coincides with like how pictures are. I think some pictures can be misleading based off of how we perceive it. Perception is everything. Let me tell you, like people may see it one way, and it's amazing how some people may see it totally a different way, just in life in general. You may see the cup half empty. Some people see the cup half full. That's just how it is. But I saw the picture, and I mean, my reaction was not, it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. I think because I've witnessed in different cultures a lot of that, and that's why I understand where the rep is coming from. It's probably something like they're saying that's big in his culture. I think in a lot of Latin cultures and Spanish households, the parents will kiss their young ones on the mouth. I've seen it where fathers will kiss in certain cultures their sons on the mouth. So it's not something that I've never seen before. So seeing it didn't catch me off guard. Yes, he's holding his mom's face. The kiss, if you allow yourself to perceive it that way, the kiss can come off as passionate, is what some people are saying. But once again, that's just a still frame of the photo. We don't know like how the kiss actually went down. Maybe the photo just caught it right at that moment. But I remember David Beckham way back received some backlash about kissing his daughter on the mouth, and he had to kind of defend it on social media, saying it's just how he was raised, and he was raised to be an affectionate person. He's affectionate with his kids. I think at the same time though, we are fed through social media and the news and TV so many sick things, and we hear so many stories of how unfortunately kids are being molested, or there's always some situation with pedophiles and everything, that when we do see things like this that could just give off, positive light and genuineness and love and affection between a parent and their child, we can't help but think negatively sometimes based off of all that we've seen elsewhere. So it's kind of like a 9 out of 10, where 9 is all the bad things we've seen, and this one thing, is actually good, is actually loving and shows affection and caring. So yeah, I did not feel uncomfortable. I was like, okay, that's cute. I get the message. He's obviously saying Happy Mother's Day, so it's not anything that will make you raise an eyebrow. It's clear as day based in his caption. But like I said, some people have different views of it. I want to hear what you all think. Reach out to me and let me know. It's very interesting to see how people can take something like that, because we all grow up different. We all have different cultures, different backgrounds, and different upbringings on what is deemed as appropriate and what isn't. I know in some households, men don't really show affection to their kids, and I know in others, men will show affection to their kids, and like I said, kiss them on the mouth or hug them and everything. But I definitely have witnessed where in certain households it's like, oh, the man has to be masculine. It's like it's more of a dap or more of a handshake than a hug and a kiss. So let me know what you guys think. The next thing I want to talk about is speaking of backlash and potentially being dragged. Kylie is being dragged. I mean, the Kardashians, sometimes I do feel bad because they do get dragged. Kylie is being dragged for this skincare that she has now launched. I think it came out, or wait, what's today's date? No, it's actually coming out next week. So May 22nd, Kylie's going to be launching her new skincare. It consists of 6 products. We have a foaming face wash, a vanilla milk toner, a walnut scrub, vitamin C serum, face moisturizer, and eye cream. The entire set is priced at $125. So that's cute and all. It definitely makes sense. You know, she's big in cosmetics. Her makeup line is continuously doing good and being elevated. I get it. The thing that's causing an uproar is, in particular, this walnut scrub. So people are not feeling this walnut scrub at all. Kylie posted a few YouTube videos showing like she uses the scrub. I want to say twice, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and it's the reason why her face is so fresh. I mean, I don't think her face is her face though. I'm just saying. I don't even think her face belongs to her. So let's just keep it real right there. Your face looks like that because there's other reasons than this simple face scrub. So people, like, obviously people are catching that as well. And they're not here for it. They really are not. One of the reasons is that the walnut face, she claims that the walnut face scrub can be kind of harsh. Like, obviously it's been said that, you know, walnut kind of grinded or whatever is too tough on the skin. She reassured her fans that hers wouldn't be too abrasive. So, you know, that being her secret to her fresh face, a lot of people feel that first of all, it's comparable to St. Ives, and I guess St. Ives has always gotten a bad rep. St. Ives just never worked for me. It never worked for me. I don't know. I heard good things about it, but I heard it was a very affordable way to exfoliate and do the job. But for some reason, it actually caused me to break out much more. It wasn't my thing. I tried it multiple times, and I tried different brands. I tried the Great Value brand, and I tried the regular brand. So it just wasn't my thing, and I dropped it. Walnut scrubs have been an issue of contention within the beauty industry for years, with some dermatologists suggesting that the particles can cause micro tears on the skin surface, which allows bacteria to enter the deeper layers of the skin. So, along with it being compared to St. Ives, which apparently has not had a good rep for the last 10 years, this is also a situation too where it's using walnut scrubs that have been stated by dermatologists not good for your skin. It can actually make your skin worse. So the third thing is that people feel, you know, Kylie she comes from a wealthy family. Obviously she's very rich. I guess a lot of people assume that she would incorporate more access to higher quality dermatologists and skincare treatments versus this basic ass walnut scrub that could potentially scratch the hell out your face looking like Freddy Krueger. And then, you know, it's probably just as much more when you could probably just go and get St. Ives if it works for you versus paying too much over the price for this. So there's a lot. Like, people are just not having it for this shit. But, you know, you still have your fans that are definitely going to support her and going to go out and get it. So if I have some fans of Kylie that are listening, I would definitely love to hear feedback if y'all are going to get it and what y'all think about it. I don't need it. I mean, everybody has their own regimen and I have my own regimen, but a lot of people really are not feeling it, and they have taken to social media to voice their opinion. and stand behind what they believe in. I don't know, like if it's a walnut scrub, and yeah, dermatologists are saying that it causes micro tears. Even if you say rest assured it's not going to be as harsh, you're saying that you use that shit 2 to 3 times a week. Who the fuck uses a exfoliator that much? I certainly don't. So I don't know. I've never heard of an exfoliator being used that many times, especially when it contains materials that have been tested and claimed that it's really not good for your face. So you mean to tell me that your face looks like that, fresh and all, because you're using this walnut scrub 2 to 3 times a week? And nothing against the white people, but y'all skin is dry sometimes. Like y'all skin, you black don't crack, and the saying is very true. Y'all skin is dry sometimes. So using that shit on your skin 2 to 3 times a week, god damn, Sahara Desert. It's gonna be. I'm just good luck. Good luck. And I guess that's all I'll say. But I'm very curious to see how this is gonna turn out. Who knows? Maybe it's a walnut scrub, but the ingredients that are in it maybe is a little less harsher, and it won't cause that much friction to your skin. But I think it would have been best to just not do a walnut scrub altogether to avoid the controversy and the backlash that's coming from the dermatologists and the fans and social media and everything. I think it would have just been best to do, like, I don't know, a rosemary green tea shit facial scrub or something. Green tea is good, or even a coffee bean facial scrub. I've read that grounded coffee is good for your skin. It's a good exfoliator and everything. Or black charcoal scrub. I mean, there's so many other great things out there that could have worked than trying to do a basic as comparison to St. Ives, which is also feeling like you sanding the hell out of your face sometimes. So good luck to that. But I will, I definitely want to hear feedback from anyone who's getting that shit. And please let me know if it's working miracles and you got that Kylie fresh face. But she got that face down in Beverly Hills somewhere. Anyway, moving on. That's it for What's the Whiskey Friend. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we got Keeping It Real. And we are back. So we got Keeping It Real. And what I got for Keeping It Real this week is me venting about the parents and adults that still believe seeing gay things on TV will brainwash their children into becoming gay. So I recently found out that Arthur is still on TV, because I used to watch that as a kid after school. I didn't even know that shit was still on, but I mean, okay, do your thing, Arthur. So Mr. Ratburn, one of the characters on the children's show, got married to another man on the show's 22nd season premiere. And of course, this got a whole shitload of reactions. I mean, I kind of already knew, even if I didn't know what being gay was, I kind of already knew Mr. Ratburn was a little zesty. And it is what it is. So we have a lot of people that are also kind of voicing their opinions, and they think it is unacceptable for that to be shown on a children's television show. This is where I kind of step in sometimes to try and actually debate with people, but I know my limit on when to deal with ignorant people, and I just don't engage in that. I always don't mind having an intellectual debate to try to understand it from their point of view. So you have parents out there, and yes, I'm not a parent, so I can never really tell anyone what to do with their child and how they want to raise their child. But some moms stepped up to the plate and said, this is just not right. I should be the one to tell my child. I should be the one to have the talk with my child when it comes to situations like that, when it comes to them viewing that and what's being shown on TV. And I always scratch my head and tilt it to the side, and I look up in confusion when I just hear stuff like this, because once again, it just goes to show like how perception is, and overall just how people view things and what their beliefs are. If your beliefs are your beliefs, then so be it. But you got to be ready sometimes and be open-minded. If you want people to understand your beliefs, you have to kind of understand where they're coming from. So I just don't get why parents would think that this is something that should not be shown on TV because they need to have that conversation. I think the point of this is to move us into a future where this should not you should not have conversations at all. Like, it should not be something that you have to have a conversation with the child. And when it's a child at a certain age, at a young age, they're not going to question stuff like that as adults would or teenagers would. So we're trying to move the future of acceptance into a place where your child sees this and all they should see and understand is that it's two people that are in love. Talk to them about marriage, if anything. But why do you feel like you have to have a talk with your child? You have to have that talk to let them know, like, to explain to them, like, as if, okay, when a man loves a man, it's not really a good thing or something. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's another thing that I just can't comprehend. It's like, it should not be that conversation. That's where things like this, why we keep seeing more of LGBT in movies and on hit TV shows and even in music, is to get the ignorant mindset people to realize that we're not trying to brain it. Just, how could you say we're trying to brainwash your kids when you won't complain, obviously, if it's a straight person, if it's two straight people being affectionate? You feel like you don't have to talk. If you're going to talk to them about two guys getting married, nothing sexual or anything, then when are you going to have to talk to them about two straight people getting married or two straight people showing PDA and kissing and holding hands and hugging? So I just don't understand how they can expect to have a valid argument when their argument just doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. Like, that's your argument. You feel like you have to have a intimate conversation with your child about this, but not realizing that this is something that it should be accepted. Your child is not looking at this and questioning in their mind, oh, why is it two guys? Because they are not, the hate and the questioning comes from how you raise your child. They're not going to question it at a young age. They're not going to question it as babies, 2, 3, 4-year-olds, because they are not taught to look at it like it's a thing to question yet, until y'all start running y'all mouth and start saying hateful things, and they pick onto that and they absorb it as they get older, and then they start questioning shit. And God forbid they end up being gay, and yet they're afraid to tell you based off of how they witnessed you come across to gay people and how the comments you've said and how you acted towards people, like being out and everything. Like, your kids absorb that. So you kind of want to monitor yourself as a parent. Like I said, I'm not going to tell a parent how to raise their child, but sometimes you just need to watch yourself and how you come off, because your child is looking at you and idolizing you to mold them into the human being and hopefully a good human being. But this is something that a child is not going to question and look at and think to themselves, oh my gosh, it's two guys or it's two females doing this. They're not going to look at it like that. You look at it like that because of your ignorant mindset and your upbringing and how you just don't accept it. But this shouldn't be a conversation you have to have with your kids. I just don't get that. You got to okay, it's time to have the talk about gay people. Like, love is love. Y'all just won't accept that. And your belief is your belief, but you can't expect everybody to believe what you believe. But you also should not hate another person for their decisions and who they are, especially if they are doing nothing but spreading positivity and love and light. I don't understand how people can't grasp that. Like, when I see people, I wholeheartedly know not everybody is going to see things the way I see it. Not everybody is going to agree with some things, my choices or my life or whatever. But at the end of the day, I look at people for who they are and their legacy. How do they treat other people? How are they on this earth? Are they giving? Are they loving? I mean, if you are a genuine person filled with love and light at the end of the day, like, I can't nitpick at certain things I don't agree with and expect you to follow my beliefs wholeheartedly and every step of the way. And if you don't, then I can bash you. I can hate you. I can show hate. It's just, it's a crazy thing that's still happening for trying to get people to accept that this is who we are. We're not, all we want to do is love and be loved. And for some reason, it triggers you to where you're so upset when you see two people of the same sex not causing any harm but simply holding hands. And this is why we continue to deal with the bullying and kids that are trying to be themselves and come out dealing with depression and fear and the hate crimes and everything. It's just you don't understand it, and then when it happens you want to show remorse and everything, but you don't realize that what if it's your kid? What if your kid turns out that way? Are you going to accept them? Are you going to love them? They're going to be the best human beings they could be, but because of who they are and who they like, sorry, my my messenger, I don't know how to turn it off, guys. Can y'all help me? If whenever I get stuff on my phone, it goes straight to my computer, and I don't know how to turn it off. So you guys could definitely help me with that, please. But anyway, yeah, it's just very ridiculous that they feel that this is something that's still looked at like, oh my God, it has to be in secrecy. Oh my God, it's such taboo. Like the two guys getting married. And stop fucking thinking that something like this is going to brainwash your child. I'm so tired of hearing that. Oh my God, they're forcing this on us. They're forcing this lifestyle on us, and it's an agenda. Get the fuck out of here. It's people just being themselves and being in love. And I just like, why is that so hard to believe? Why are y'all so bothered by two people living their life? Live your life. Like, we have billions of people on this earth, and you expect people to just think how you think and do what you do and do every, like, pretty much copy what you're doing. Like, I just don't get it. Like, live your life, but you can't be, you must be so uncertain with your own life and maybe even your own sexuality that you have to be so upset with a situation like this, a cartoon just showing two men getting married. Like, people are so bothered by this, and it's ridiculous. Like, homophobia is real, and the whole comment of, just because we don't agree don't mean that we're homophobic. It's just, you don't have to agree, but you do realize that your hate that you're presenting and stuff is homophobic. Like, you're showing hate towards another community who bleeds the same way you bleed, and for some reason you feel that you're better than them. Like, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So people just need to get over that shit. And it's 2019. We still dealing with racist shit. We still dealing with homophobia, and it's too much. Like, it's so overwhelming. But I'm like I said in my past episodes, I'm just so tired of having to teach people, because our kids are constantly killing themselves because of the bullying and coming from parents who judge shit like this, and their kids witness it and think it's okay, and then they take that to school and they point out people who are different, and they do things that they don't understand. And it's because you don't understand it, so you fear it, and when you fear it, you hate it then, and that turns into anger, and you just chastise it, and it's ridiculous. So ladies and gentlemen, like, get your shit together, because you sound dumb. Like, you sound ignorant, and stop thinking that your belief is the only belief. And if you got nothing nice to say, just don't say it. But don't be going on social media talking shit and then be like, it's my opinion, or I can disagree. Like, just shut the fuck up. I mean, you can just do that. You can just shut up and deal with your household. And if you want to raise your child, God bless. But nobody wants to hear your opinion, because your opinion, like last episode, is not a fact. So sit your ass down and watch something else then, because all that, well, I'm not watching this show, I'm not giving my kids, okay, bye. I mean, I'm sure that they don't want people of ignorance watching the show anyway, because of this decision. They obviously want people of diversity and acceptance to watch the show. So bye. I mean, go watch some other shit. Don't watch TV at all, but just sit down, because you look dumb, because you grown and you look stupid when you talking out of your mouth like that, showing nothing but ignorance and hate. So get your shit together and worry about yourself. Do better for yourself. I hope you're working on your goals, because if you're working on your personal goals and praying to God and meditating and doing everything, then you wouldn't even have time to go Twitter finger and comment of how badly you disagree with something and how you hate it and how disgusting it is. Like, what's going on in your life that your shit don't stink? You must be shitting golden eggs, because, like, for you to judge so many other things you don't agree with, wow, like, what, you pissing coins? Like, I mean, you fart dollar bills? Because your life must be really good. But here you are on social media, broke as ever, commenting, for clout and for likes on how you disagree and how this is disgusting and bashing other people. Like y'all think that makes y'all look cute, but y'all look whack as hell. Like it really is unattractive. So y'all need to definitely be tuned with what you see on social media and how it comes across. Have your opinion, but you still gotta understand that there needs to be a level of respect and be ready to catch those hands if not, because some people just don't tolerate shit like that. And I'm a very kumbaya person, but like I said, y'all will eventually mess with the wrong person who will have enough of your shit. Like that one gay person that is just will whoop your ass, and a lot of gay people will whoop your ass. So y'all can say what y'all want to say on the media, but keep that same energy in the street, and accept that ass whooping that you're gonna get after, because we've had enough of it. So that's my keeping it real. I'm leaving it at that. Speaking of ass whoopings and bullying and throwing these hands, oh shit, that was my shout out. Okay, let's do me versus the media first, and then we'll jump back into throwing hands. So, me versus the media. This week, I want to talk about people reporting pics just because you simply hate. Once again, you just hate. You think your life is so precious, yet you on the couch scrolling for 3 hours. And I've witnessed, it hasn't happened to me personally, but I have witnessed a lot of my friends and people that I'm acquainted with, that their pictures get posted, reported, I mean, and they end up in Facebook jail, or the picture has to get deleted. And when I tell you the pictures are very basic sometimes, I just shake my head and I'm like, damn, that's a damn shame. That first, it's a shame that Facebook or Instagram doesn't properly review, because they obviously can't be doing that, because if it's a picture that is clearly not anything abusive, anything bullying, anything inappropriate, and they still approve it, then someone's not doing their job. Because I think I've reported pictures in my past where I'm like, okay, that shit is going too far. Nobody wants to see that. And it hasn't been approved. They're like, it falls within the standards and the freedom of speech. And I'm like, okay, all right, I got you. Word. But I've seen people that are amazing individuals on Facebook and are always positive, always happy, about that good energy, about that high life, and yet people are constantly reporting their pictures or reporting their statuses, and they end up in Facebook jail or some shit like that. And I'm like, damn, like, why you going out of your way to report people's pictures simply because you hate? And it's those individuals that they are so miserable that they can't stand to see other people happy. Oh man, like, and on my Instagram page, one of my best quotes is, "The best revenge is massive success," because there's truth in that. Like, people, misery loves company, and when you have individuals who are following you or are friends with you and they are miserable, it's like nails on the chalkboard to see you living your life, to see you optimistic, to see you so happy, to the point where it annoys the shit out of them. Like, I've had coworkers where they would come in always upbeat, always, on energy on 10, and always like, praise Jesus and today's a good day. And when we would have our meetings, some people would walk out because they were just so annoyed with their high energy. Some people can't take it. Some people really can't take it. They'll look at you like you fucking crazy. I get the look sometimes. And when I tell you, when I'm at work during the day, I am a black ass fool. I'm very reserved most of the time, but when I'm at work and I'm really in my comfort zone with friends and people that I trust, I don't know how to act. I will break out and start dancing to shit in my head. I will reference movies, songs, pulling jokes here and there. So I don't know how to act, and I appreciate the people that I do hang around with tolerating my crazy ass. But you have those negative people that they just don't like that shit. But why are you going the extra mile to report someone's page, someone's picture, just because you just don't like it, because you don't like, you're envious? Because that's what it shows. Like, the truth be told, that's what it shows. It shows that y'all are really jealous, because you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself in your head to convince yourself that what you did was okay, but at least keep it real. You were jealous, you were envious, and you're miserable. And if you are currently working on yourself, then that's good, but at least own up to your hateful ass tactics of you reporting people's pictures and all that jazz. I don't get it. But once again, take a good look at yourself, because nobody's energy, especially if they are positive and they are like energetic, that shouldn't affect you negatively. It's because your own energy is shrouded in your own darkness that you don't know how to find your way out, and you feel that the world is against you when you see other people happy because your life is so miserable. But it starts with you. I mean, it starts with your mind, it starts with your habits, and you got to do what you got to do. You got to make sure you break these habits if they are not good for you, and work on yourself. And that means cutting certain people out of your life, cutting certain habits and jobs or whatever, mindsets, certain thoughts, cutting all that out of your life, even all the way down to foods. If foods is not doing it for you, certain diets and certain eating habits, you got to break away from that. It's just not easy. Trust me. I'm always working on something like every other day, and the shit's not easy. But you have to be committed, and you kind of have to keep your word with yourself. But when you take it as far as just hating on people, then maybe you shouldn't be on social media. If you're really that hateful, you shouldn't be on social media. And that's what, unfortunately, a good portion of social media involves. It involves people wanting to express themselves and complain or give validation for hating on another one. And it has turned the platform into such a negative space sometimes that even when I get on, I'm like, oh God, like everybody, like, damn, like, is anybody waking up feeling blessed? Because everybody's waking up feeling miserable, and there's always some shit going on. And I get it. Y'all want to vocalize, y'all want to have that connection, that social connection and everything. But sometimes it's like, you got to be mindful of your words and what you put out, and you got to be mindful of the thoughts in your head. But hating on someone else's shine, that ain't gonna give you good karma. That's just gonna give you more bad karma, and yeah, it's still gonna be miserable. So think twice before you want to report someone's picture if it's just them out on a bench enjoying the day, or I don't know, they're doing something passionate, painting or doing something. It's been ridiculous, the pictures that I've seen that have been reported, and I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. But to the people that are getting their pictures reported and they're only doing good, that means that you must be doing something good. There's always going to be the good and the bad. And if people are talking about you or hating on you, you must be doing something good. So definitely keep doing what you're doing. That is it for me versus the media. And that is it for the show. But I want to talk about the mom who went to school on behalf of her daughter in Orange County. Orange County mother's complaints about her daughter being bullied went nowhere. Authorities say she went to her daughter's classmates and threatened their families. Now, a lot of articles and the media will paint a picture to make a person come off. Once again, perception is everything. And how media can sometimes use words in their title to already like label and paint a picture of this person to make them seem like they're doing something wrong or whatever. I mean, you guys have to see the video, and you guys definitely have to get back to me and let me know what you think. But this black woman goes to the school, and I mean, I was living for this video. She goes to the school and lets them know, specifically the boys, because she says that, if it's females, she would tell her daughter to catch them outside and what's up. She said, y'all are bullying my daughter, all you boys, and I'm not having it, pretty much. So tell your auntie, tell your grandma, tell your cousin, your sister, 18 or older, to come get me because I will fuck them up. Now, I mean, okay, the language, yeah, a little harsh, but it is at the same time. Is it a high school? It is. Okay, it's a middle school. So yeah, the language, it could have been presented a little bit different, I would say, in my opinion. But kudos to this mom for coming to her daughter's side, because this just ties into everything that's going on right now with the school bullying. And these are boys bullying a girl. So I don't blame the mom. Honestly, if I was a parent, I probably would have did the same thing. I don't think I would have went up there like cursing, but legit, this mom was handing out free ass whooping tickets. Like, she is the mom of the year. She is, because that's some shit I'm like, damn. Like, it's funny, but it's so real. She was giving out ass whooping tickets that said 18 or over, valid. So I get it. Like, the school's not doing enough. and they're not reaching out to the parents. And when shit happens, like kids killing themselves or something, then the school wants to respond, oh, we'll try to take classes or whatever, but they're not doing enough because it's continuing to happen. So I don't blame this mom if her daughter was continuing to be bullied by these guys. I don't blame her. She went up to that school and she said, I'm not fucking around. You will get these hands. Do y'all understand me? Like, she was legit said, no, I need y'all to understand me, because it's ridiculous that y'all are bullying my daughter and she does nothing to no one, and she's just tired of it. I would have did the same thing. Kudos to this mother. But you're going to have some people who, once again, are always going to have their opposed opinion. And unfortunately, the school ended up banning this mom from the campus and from the school after this whole tactic thing, which I think is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But the school's not doing anything to counter the bullying, to address the bullying situation. So, yeah, maybe what she did was not the best way to do it, but no one was harmed. Like, she didn't go in there and cause chaos. And it's unfortunate that these headlines are saying things like, woman, mom threatens classroom of students over daughter's bullying and threatens their families. And of course she is a black woman, so now she's going to be looked at as the angry black woman or the hostile black woman. But I applaud her and the love she has for her daughter and protecting her daughter for doing something like this. Like, enough is not happening. So these parents are they don't want their daughter to continuously come home depressed and crying and eventually like hurting themselves. Like, yeah, the schools are not doing enough. And this mother was fed up and she took matters into her own hands and told them, everybody in your family that's a female can come and catch these hands. She was it was so funny, but like I felt such a sense of pride for her, and like just this beautiful black woman protecting her cub, protecting her daughter. And I would love to see more of that, because yeah, I need the bullying to stop. Like, I'm not for it, and it's too sad and it's too depressing. Gay, straight, whatever. Like, the fact that these kids are not being able to live their life because they can't even get past high school and middle school to live a life of greatness and manifest. But because they're dealing with this on a constant basis, and like I said, it's gone broader outside of the school to where everything is cyberbullying now. And that's what the mom was even saying, like, don't talk about her, don't post anything. If I do see something, I will go class to class. And like I said, it's just, y'all gonna get fucked up. Like, your parents, your people will get fucked up. Like, your people 18 years or older, she kept it, legal in a sense, even though she went there without them knowing and stuff. But yeah, like, enough is enough. So shout out to this woman for protecting her daughter and standing up for her daughter. And I don't know who was filming, but they were like, period. It was good. I was like, damn, I had to watch it twice and just applaud, because it seems that we need to do stuff like this, because these whack ass schools are not doing anything, and the bullying just keeps getting worse and worse, and school shootings and all this shit, and it's just ridiculous on what's happening in the country. But like I said, we gonna sit here and pass a abortion law, but turn a side eye to what's happening in our schools and our students and our kids. Man, just ridiculous. But kudos to her, big shout out. She's the woman. Keep doing what you're doing, boo. Like, fight for your right and fight for your daughter. So that wraps up another episode of Whiskey and Weed. Whew. Listening services, we have Podbean and Android apps if you don't have iTunes, of course. Also have YouTube. You're able to check out the recent episodes on there. Social media, you can catch me at Instagram, Whiskey and Weed. You can also catch me on Twitter. I know I need to start posting more, but life is just busy, y'all. Like, oh shit, damn, my phone is against me this time. My phone is acting up through this whole episode. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, rate. Really, really appreciate the love and the feedback that I've been getting on a constant basis. Really appreciating the views and the numbers and just everything, just all the support. So much love. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can definitely reach out through email at whiskeyandwe@gmail. So I love like the feedback that I get, like I said, and all the debates and all the I guess opinions of everyone on the topics that I talk about. So you guys are great and awesome. I hope you have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend, and I'm gonna see you guys next week.